GameStop has great news for all the gamers out there that missed out on getting a Nintendo Switch 2 pre-order. Let's talk about it in today's video. So GameStop has come out and said that it is canceling bot and duplicate orders of the Nintendo Switch 2. Yesterday, April 24th, pre-orders went live and chaos ensued as expected. Websites were crashing, apps weren't working, orders were being canceled by places like Target, and a lot of people missed out on it. It caused a great deal of chaos online, and as expected, millions of people rushed to their online retailer of choice in an attempt to get a Nintendo Switch 2 pre-order to secure the bag, right? Well, the Switch 2 pre-orders again caused major headaches for people. Just like with the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X, the Switch 2 pre-order caused major headaches. I still don't know why we have to suffer through all this. I remember I used to be able to go to the store, put money down, and get a console pre-ordered no matter what. Never had to worry about lines, never had to worry about limited stock, never had to worry about it selling out. It wasn't this whole stressful situation where it's like, am I going to get it on time? Am I going to get to play it on launch date? There was no problemo, but evidently millions of people went to websites for major retailers and ran into serious technical problems. Like, these websites aren't built for this nonsense, and it only happens with video games and electronics. Never mind actual necessities like food. Right? The sheer number of people trying to pre-order the Switch 2 was insane. Some lucky customers did manage to get their Switch 2 pre-orders online, and others decided to bet on GameStop, which GameStop was the only retailer that did in-store pre-orders. When they opened up, you were able to go in, and a lot of people had success with that. But some stores varied with quantity. There was literally like just 40 consoles at my store for San Antonio, for this area. 40 consoles. Not every store got that. Some got less, some got more, and they had a lot of issues with their online stuff. GameStop waited till 11 a.m. Eastern Time on the 24th for it, and they ran into similar problems as the other retailers, which basically started, crashed, sold out instantly because of scalper bots. They want scalpers to be fought off, but it always seems like it's just the scalpers that get the stuff, even when they do precautions to prove that you're a human or not. So those that went into GameStops and actually went in-store probably had better luck, though you need to get in line early. They put out an official tweet out there again, like I mentioned, saying Nintendo Switch 2 pre-orders have sold out online. We will continue to squash bot and duplicate orders to reopen inventory, which this is great. You know, GameStop's on a redemption arc, dare I say, GameStop redemption arc. If they pull this off, if they make this nice and smooth, if they continually have Switch 2 pre-orders available, you know what? Good on them. I know people don't like GameStop that much, but they are saying that there's pre-orders still available in store for the Switch 2 Mario Kart bundle, the games and accessories. So be sure to check your local GameStop for inventory, because they're all different. Okay, not all GameStops are created equal. I guess depending on the foot traffic, area of town, you might have one that has a lot of units available for pre-order or not. So stay vigilant if you're wanting some hope. I think GameStop is where it's at right now until May 8th, when Nintendo actually sends emails for their pre-orders, which they already said right out the gate that they didn't realize that there was this much demand for the Switch 2 console. I think they're lying. There's no way in hell that they didn't know that this would happen, that complete chaos would happen, that millions of people would want it. Apparently, they're not guaranteeing that if you pre-order through Nintendo that you'll get it on launch day, that it might be late. Walmart's the only one saying that you will get it shipped launch day. So I'm glad I got mine pre-ordered through Walmart. But yeah, bot and duplicate orders are going to be canceled, and GameStop is going to be reopening inventory each time. So effectively, this means that there's a chance, like Dumb and Dumber says, so you're telling me there's a chance that some Nintendos will have another opportunity to pre-order a Switch 2 console between now and the release date of June 5th. All right, so GameStop encouraging customers, hey, check with your local store, come in, maybe we'll do this. It's good to see that a retailer out there is openly saying, hey, we're taking down bot and duplicate orders. Hopefully they do that properly without messing it up. I would hate any of you guys to get your order canceled accidentally with them thinking that you're a bot or an invalid account. Don't pull DSP and accidentally show your confirmation number 2, which we haven't talked about that. But anyways, I think the Switch 2 struggling to keep up with demand was to be expected. Even though I didn't feel like the hype for this console was the same as the OG, I had my doubts. I was thinking, hey, maybe it's going to be a little bit easier to get. But no, it's wild to the point where Nintendo is already apologizing to the fans for not being able to issue enough Nintendo Switch 2 purchase invites through that email. If you signed up with them directly, it's wild to say. So needless to say, Switch 2 consoles are probably going to be pretty hard to find throughout launch and maybe likely through the holiday season. You remember the previous console launches that we've had with the PlayStation 5? It was like a solid 2 years that console was hard to find. Some people are just now barely getting their PS5. So this one, no doubt, be incredibly frustrating for people that want to get one of these, right? I think that if you fail to get a pre-order, you can't find a Switch on launch day, you're going to be okay, though. You know what I mean? So take a breath. If you can't get one of these day one, and I know I'm saying that as I got a successful Switch 2 pre-order, you'll be okay if you don't get a Switch 2 on day one. There's not enough exclusives out there that warrant a full console purchase, in my opinion. Yeah, we're getting some exclusives like Mario Kart World, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Kirby Air Riders, and a lot of these other games that are coming out are third-party games of old stuff, like Cyberpunk, Yakuza 0, Puyo Puyo 2, Sonic and Shadow Generations, or whatever that game's called. A lot of these are games that we've already had, and then there's a lot of cross-gen titles, too, that are just going to be like games that both have a Switch 1 and Switch 2 version on the cartridge, like Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, and Tears of the Kingdom. I'm sure a good chunk of us have already played both of those games, so you'll be all right. I think Nintendo will be able to produce enough of these consoles eventually and rather quickly. I'm actually kind of impressed that they did as well as they did, to be completely honest. So, yeah, I don't think you're going to have to wait too long, but stay in contact with GameStop, because they're posting that they're getting rid of these and stuff, which is good, which is very good. And they're the only one doing in-store, so maybe that'll help your chances if you actually go in-store. I would probably check in every day. If you have a GameStop, like on the way to work or on the way home, pop in, ask if they have any Switch 2s available. Put your down payment. I think you only have to put $50. That's another good thing about GameStop. You pre-order through them, you don't have to pay the full price all at once. You go to Walmart, Target, Best Buy, you have to pay all of the money at once. GameStop, you can just put a little deposit and then pay as you go and pay it off on the 5th when you go pick it up at the midnight release. So, I'm hyped. Are you guys hyped? What do you think about this news from GameStop? Let me know in the comments down below. I'll see you on the next one.